Built for More podcast, Pastor Joby Martin and the guy who does a podcast with Pastor Joby Martin. That's what I get. I love it though.
The guy.
Hey, are you the guy that does
stuff?
the Built for More podcast with Joby? I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's me, Denny Thompson and Tyler Shatley. Man, how you doing?
I'm doing great,
Dude, I almost wore my Shatley jersey.
Oh,
I have home and away.
Do you have his name on the back or your
Of
name on
course.
the back?
No, it's him.
Yeah.
There's only two other names I've ever worn, him and Wells.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so I would just alternate between y'all two.
Oh, well.
You know, you kind of ruined my Jags experience, though. It's hard to watch a game.
Wow.
Oh, all right. Nice.
Well, here's why.
Started off like this.
When a guy that you love and adore plays guard or center, you have no idea what's going on in the game because I'm just watching you, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I'm just watching you and I'm like, okay,
where's the ball?
No sack. Yeah, now I'm looking, I'm like, what happened? I have no idea what happened.
Yep, I know exactly what you mean. Yep. That's why I'm glad I work with quarterbacks.
Or we'll drop the ball and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And Gretchen's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, our buddies do what they're supposed to do.
He didn't get smoked that play, so we're going to celebrate that one.
By the way, offensive linemen in the NFL, like is there a more thankless? Because your name literally only gets called when you hold or jump off sides.
That's right.
But y'all kind of revel in that, right? Like, if guys get called out, don't you bust them at practice?
Oh, in the meeting room, like there's
like if social media is blowing up because a lineman wears all his Jags gear to Publix, right?
Like dude. So guys, like when they're getting on the plane, like you see the camera guy come out and like guys are just like get away from me because like if you get pictures and like they're putting you on social media and stuff, like you're getting torched in the offensive line room.
So what is the so you see all the pictures of the guys walking into the plane all like dressed up. What's the dress code for the linemen?
Well, we're following dress code.
Okay.
And it's always something different. We always had, for when Coughlin was here, we did suit and tie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you just don't want to stand out. So we're thinking like muted colors, solids,
right.
Patterns.
Don't draw attention.
Don't draw attention.
Yeah. But I never understood the whole suit and tie thing, bro. Like y'all are 300 something pounds getting on a plane.
Oh yeah.
Like let the neck breathe a little bit.
The worst.
Like what size collar does an offensive lineman normally have?
I was a 21. That probably explains the sleep apnea.
And also, you were the strongest guy on the team for many, 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 many years. Correct?
That might have been a rumor.
It is not. I've seen it. I was at practice the other day and saw the plaque, and JP and I counted the number of Tyler Shatley names up there.
Oh, yeah?
It's more than a handful, bro.
I saw 40 reps of 225.
That is unbelievable.
Where was that at? Was that Pro Day?
Yeah, Pro Day at Clemson.
Yeah. You got stronger after that, though, right?
Different.
Yeah.
So I would say I stronger. Yeah, I could just in general, yes, but that's a different kind of strength. It's kind of like you see somebody that can do a triathlon or a marathon. You're like, man, like that guy is like in shape. But like if you, I don't know, I'm not saying all, but like, if you stuck him in a weight room, it'd just be different. Like, and that's 225 as many times as you can go. That's a different kind of.
And you trained for that, right?
It's
like
training for that.
Yeah, there's no need to ever do 225 40 times again.
I haven't done it since. Like I'm waiting on the day when they're like, hey, like jump back on there. Like, it hasn't happened. So
it's like you go to the combine and when you see these offensive linemen running 40s, it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Just let them do the 10-yard split and let's let it rock.
Or even honestly, dude, just watch some film.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen some guys absolutely just bomb it, but I'm like, but that dude can play ball.
Right.
Because a lot of it's like especially offensive line stuff is mental.
Yeah.
It's like, do you understand? Can you anticipate? Do you understand like what's happening? What's getting ready to happen? But then I've also seen guys absolutely crush a combine. Like look like Tarzan, play like Jane kind of thing.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's the combine's interesting, but people watch it, so like it's why would you stop doing it?
Didn't you also fight a lot in the off season in order to like stand up and jujitsu, those kind of things?
I was like,
I don't mean like bar fights.
I
mean like training.
I mean, the people at Publix can get a little rowdy, but not like that. So actually, it's funny. Josh Wells got me into that. Can't remember what year it was, but yeah, I wrestled my whole life growing up.
Yeah,
that was, I'd say, probably my favorite sport. Just it doesn't like the bills weren't gonna get paid for me wrestling.
Yeah, sure.
Football worked out, He was going to jujitsu. It's actually funny. We were doing Pilates together. Funny story. We're talking to the guy there, and he's like, hey, like, I got a buddy that does jujitsu. Like, have you guys ever done that? Josh did it growing up. So he went, and he texted me. He's like, dude, you got to come try this. And I was like, all right, like, cool. So I roll in there one day, and I'm thinking, I was like, man, like, I wrestled my whole, like, I'm talking about my whole life growing up. I wrestled. And the guy that, like, the first day in there, like, I am absolutely stapled to the mat. I mean, like, I'm looking around like, where are the railroad ties that are sticking me right here? Like, and the guy, he couldn't have been 200 pounds.
Right.
And I was like, what in the world? I mean, I'm 315 at the time. And then it just got on me. I was like, all right, like, I can't do that again. I got to go back and at least redeem myself. So I keep going back. And, yeah, we did some stand-up in the off season too. And, dude, all of that's so humbling. Like I said, too, like, before that, I'd walk around, but I could handle myself in a fight. And, like, the guy in there was training me. I was like, dude, if I would never look at you, and, like, if I saw you in a Walmart parking lot, you'd piece me up so fast. I'd be sitting there like, what just happened? Like,
well, and Shatley and Wells used to take JP, and he would go and train, and that was like about his 8th, 9th grade year.
Oh,
and
wow.
it translated to football like nothing else. I think I've told you before. Yeah. He was okay, but by his sophomore year, he got really good. And the thing is, it shifted in his mind. He's like, Daddy, I can choke that kid unconscious in 2 seconds.
Right.
Surely I can tackle him.
Right.
Surely I can swat the ball away from him. You know what I mean?
Nothing more than confidence.
And the confidence
on some
went
level,
through the roof. And then actually a bunch of the footwork and handwork is very similar, you know? Especially in the trenches. Y'all are straight punching each other.
Well, that is, a lot of that. That's one thing I've always wanted to do as well as, like, judo. It's just so much stand-up. But, yeah, the confidence from it is huge. Like you said, like, I've been trying to get my oldest son to do it, and he'll do it some too, because there's just something, like you said, like, there's something about you go out there and you're like, you might beat me in football, but we got the fifth, we got the, like, throwing hands. Like, I think I could hold my own, and there's just something about it. And so,
yeah, for sure.
You know, our flag football team like to think that if we had to get into it, like, we'd be all right.
Well, Tyler's story is, like, super interesting because high school, you mentioned the wrestling, 2-time state runner-up in the 285 weight class. Same dude. Did you have to beat the same dude both years, or?
He actually beat me 3 times. Sophomore year, I lost to him in the semis, like, before.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah.
Junior year, lost to that same kid.
That stinks.
What is he doing now?
Yeah.
I bet he didn't play in the
looked
league
him
for
up.
11 years.
He went and wrestled at Campbell University, I believe. I haven't seen. Yeah, I was looking up his Facebook. I didn't see much lately, but
yeah,
I was hoping that
we hope the best for him.
Yeah, we do.
Elohim Palma. Yeah,
but he was like Northwestern Conference Player of the Year, in as a fullback, defensive lineman, and punter.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Were you the backup for Logan if he ever went down?
I used to kick it around some just to show, but, like, nah, dude, I had so much tape on my wrist and hands and ankles, I couldn't have punted it. Like, I needed some freedom, but yeah, I punted in high school.
Well, wait, you talk about the backup thing. Weren't you the emergency deep snapper?
Yeah.
And
yeah, 17.
Yeah,
Chargers.
Happened. That's right, the Chargers game.
Tell that story.
Yeah.
So it just back up even further. We had a left guard at the time. Great player, Pat Omame, had been dealing with some tendonitis, and, like, first half, like, I can see him, like as a backup, dude, like every play's the same. Like, I'm watching him, and, like, every play I'm watching, I'm counting, like, all right, everybody got up, like, you know, watching, and I notice everything, dude. Like, when they start, like, just rubbing their knee or something, I'm like, all right, here we go. Like, I'm on the side.
Start stretching a little bit.
Some squats, yeah. And right before half, he's like, dude, I can't move my leg. He's, like, hobbling over the sideline. So I go in. I'm like, all right. I'm already, like, I'm playing left guard. And I don't know if you remember. So, like, I'd played center already quite a bit that year. And that's just where I felt most comfortable, center. So I'm already playing left guard. I was like, all right, like, let's just go. Left guard, whatever. We're rolling. And then, I don't know if it's third or fourth quarter. I believe it was Carson Tinker was the snapper at the time. Yeah. He got hurt. And they come over and they're like, hey, like, get some snaps. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, hey, like, Tinker's down, man. Like, we need you to snap. And this is one of those things we always talk about. Like, so it's always on Wednesday practice because we wear shoulder pads. They'd be like, hey, go get some snaps. And it was always just like, hey, do like 5 or 6. Like, you're good, dude. Like, you know.
What are the odds?
Like, what are the odds?
Yeah.
Apparently they're pretty good. But, yeah, he goes down. We were down by a lot. I think we came back. We're down by 3. We're driving down the field. We get in the field goal range. And we got to kick a game-tying field goal. And so we get up to the line, and like I'm trying to hide, you know what I'm saying? Because like I'm trying to like not draw any attention, and they call a timeout. They're trying to ice probably. They're definitely trying to ice me. They ain't worried about the kicker. And then one of the defense linemen goes, "Hey, you're not the snapper. This guy's going to screw it up." And I was like, no. So I start panicking because then everyone notices it. Like I was like, if I can just roll up here under the radar, but then they're all just like, I just feel like the eyes like. They're already like on me, but now they're on me because like everyone like notices. He's like pointing. He's like, "This guy's he's not a snapper. He's gonna mess it up." And yeah, dude, we get up there. I rip one back. I think I gave him straight laces. Lambo puts it through. And I was like, "Thank goodness." So we go to overtime. So it's not over yet. Like the nightmare continues, and we get in overtime. I want to say they might have. I don't know how they had the ball. AJ Boye gets an interception. When I tell you, like, I don't know how many fans are in the stadium, 50,000. There's probably however many thousands watch on TV. There is no one cheering harder for him to return the ball for a pick six than I am. Like, I am screaming on face off, "I get in the end zone." He gets tackled. I don't know, dude. It was probably 10 or 15-yard line. And so we just run a couple plays to like center it. And I'm like, dang, like,
what are you running?
Sure you don't want to like run like a fake.
A lot of faith in you.
Like,
a lot of faith in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get up there and I snap it again. I think I floated back. It actually got like tipped, like blocked. And it just peters through the uprights. And like, I don't even know, dude. I'm laying on my back because like they like barely touched me and I fell over because I was like, I'm not worried about blocking nobody. I'm just trying to make sure like, let's just give them a shot. As I rip it back there and it goes through.
So game-tying, game-winning field goal.
Yeah.
The only 2 times you've ever snapped in the NFL. And that, like, it's not like you can just get it back there. Like, there's a whole timing to this thing.
Yeah.
That they have worked on.
Not that day. I said, if I get it back there, put it through the uprights.
Had you ever deep snap before that in a game?
In a game, no.
Not high school? No, you were the punter.
It's that's Bugs Bunny.
So how did they know you could deep snap? Or did they just tell you to learn?
It just told me to learn. Because like so you got like when you go in on Sundays, you can dress, was it 46, 48? Like
47? 50, yeah, 53.
53 and then like there's like however many.
Yeah, however, yeah.
So typically what it used to be was they would typically dress 7 offensive linemen. So you got the starting 5 and you got 2 guys, one guy that can swing, tackle, one guy can take all the inside positions. Right. And so typically like one of those guys would be the deep snapper. Sometimes they'd have like if you had an extra linebacker, they would do the punt snaps just because
running down for the tackle.
Yeah, because like obviously like they don't want like number 69 Tyler Shatley, like they're like clocking me on a sundial. So they'd always pick the extra offensive lineman. They'd make a snap just because they're like, hey, like
dude, that's so wild to me.
Like we just need some girth in there for a field goal.
That's so wild though. I mean, you're talking about the highest level of the most popular sport in the country, doing one of the like most delicate things, and you're just gonna go, hey, you're gonna learn how to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that other guy has spent a dozen years of his life doing nothing but snapping between his legs.
Yeah.
And then there's this like, Tyler, if you want to make the team, if you want to play, if you want to dress out, then you got to learn how to do this.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
That's how our current snapper is in the NFL. He played a linebacker at wherever he came from.
Yeah.
Baylor.
Oh, yeah.
But his coach came to him and was like, hey, man, you ain't going to make it as a linebacker. Maybe practice squad. You need to learn to be a snapper.
Yeah.
And now he's like one of the best in the league. Logan was telling me that. Isn't that cool?
And that's the way to go, man. Like you said, like just.
And he was humble enough to be like, hey, I want to play. So tell me how I can get on the field.
Right.
Yeah. So in addition to the runner-up for wrestling, he's also the 2-time 4A state shot put champion and multi-time placer in the discus throw. So, I mean, when we're saying offensive lineman here, this is a world-class athlete.
Yeah, and shout out to all the parents here. This is why you should just play it all. Just play it all, dude. This dude played for 11 years?
Yeah.
11 years in the league, and he did not train for football year-round. Because especially football, it's all football.
Yeah.
Like every sport, you have to get in a football position, move your feet, be athletic.
Yeah, listen, for somebody who for 10 years of his life made my money off of people practicing football when it wasn't football season, I agree with you more than you. It's if you want an athlete, they have to do athletic things.
Right.
Yep.
And that's more than just standing up and blocking somebody or running into somebody. Like there's so everybody says wrestling and track are the 2 best preparers for football.
Wrestling for sure. Well, especially like offensive line play because it's just so much just hand-to-hand combat.
Yep.
I think wrestling's great, but there's so many guys that play basketball too.
Yep.
One of the things that, like, honestly, I think would have really helped me was, and like people might lose their mind over this, but soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would help out at recess at my kid's school, and I was watching one of the kids the other day, and he plays soccer, and like when I'm talking just like the way that they can move the ball with their feet and stuff, and I've watched him like when they play flag football and other stuff, capture the flag, like the kid's fast and he can move quick.
Yeah.
I grew up in a time though where soccer was not an option.
And you're from South Carolina?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
We just had 5,000 people just click off of our podcast because he just said play soccer.
Same. Well, we were. I mean, I grew up there too.
Yeah.
You can't play soccer. We ain't communists.
I was gonna get into it. Yeah,
But no, I think you're right, dude. That kind of footwork and speed and
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many, like you said, dude, just having an athletic base of like, dude, you can like do it all. Like play basketball, play soccer, play whatever.
Ball skills, man. Just ball skills, hand-eye coordination, just movements, patterns, things like that.
Yeah, and
You know,
flag.
if
Flag
you- if you-
football's-
Like,
I've-
dude,
I've told my son this
full
though.
flag. I'm like,
Oh,
kids
yeah.
out there, we play sharks and minnows. They always maybe like the shark first, and I'm like, Dad, this is hard because they're fast now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You know, it used to be like at first you could be like,
Yeah.
Boone would be like, I won't go out here and play. I'll go out there and jog around a little bit. No, I gotta run. I'm like,
I love it.
Yeah. And I tell my son all the time, my youngest is a quarterback, and he didn't play baseball. And I'm like, you're okay because you've been throwing your whole life, but the odds are against you because you did not play baseball.
Yeah.
Like it just is what it is for quarterbacks, right? I mean, arm flexibility, arm speed, and then just that simple hand-eye coordination, right? And being put in those pressure situations that are a little bit different because all pressure situations feel just a little bit different.
Right.
So yeah, I with you, Joby, like play every sport that you possibly can. We all did it growing up,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it didn't cost our parents $1 million for us to do something though.
Yeah, kind of.
That's the crazy
When we
thing.
were growing up, it was like if you sat in the cafeteria and everybody clumped up and like the band people sat over there and then the art people sat over there and then, okay, we're the athletes.
Yeah.
So we are responsible for covering our school.
Mhm.
I mean, we didn't have a meeting about this,
Right.
but that was what it's like. It's like, all right, we got football, y'all got basketball. I guess I'll wrestle. We need some baseball players. I can do that.
Yep.
And then we just did them because it was like our school needed us way more than we were trying to use our school to do our sport.
It also was a lot purer
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
You
there's
know.
nobody getting a contract.
There's nobody getting a contract, but there's also like our parents weren't paying
Yeah.
$2,500 a month to travel and for you to play club volleyball or
I was
we
on-
pay
I was
for.
on an all-star team. We just shared one bat. Well, we had two. We
did
had
a
kind
car
of a longer
wash.
bat and a shorter bat.
Yeah, you did a car wash to get there, right?
The
Like,
three tall guys used the long one, and the rest of us used the short one. It's
Yeah.
not like everybody had their own individual bat.
Yeah.
You know, you buy Timmy a $500 bat, he sees 3 decent pitches in 2 seasons.
right.
Like, what are
Yeah.
we doing, man?
and then when he hits it well, it dents.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, there's so much, and then a lot of it too. It's like, yeah, where are you going to go? Like, what
Right.
if you don't the sports thing? Like, I remember thinking like, they'd be like, hey, like if you don't, you gotta play sports because like mom and dad gotta work, so like
Right.
we ain't paying for daycare, so
Right.
you gotta do sports.
Yep.
But now it's like, dude, like if you're doing like all this specialization stuff and like.
Just have fun, man.
Like, oh yeah, that's like one of the things we talk about a lot. It's just have fun because I can already see it, and I see it a lot of times. Like, and I'm sure you saw it, and like you've seen it, where like like a lot of the parents will take the fun out of it, and I'll see like kids out there, like 6 and 7 years old, just already like they already have like anxiety over the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
And I remember I can remember like I think I can remember being in college the first time I felt anxiety about a game
Uh-huh.
because I can remember
You
like,
played at Clemson. It's not like you,
Right.
you know,
Right.
I mean,
but it's all the social media stuff too. Because I can remember that. I remember the restaurant we were sitting in, and one of my buddies was reading on Twitter, and he read a tweet that there was a guy that used to like, it was called Shaking the Southland. He would live tweet the game and then like give like some like his comments on it, and he said something about me one time, and I remember like it's like something clicked in my head of like, oh, like other people are watching and having opinions on the way I play.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can remember the restaurant we were sitting. I can remember who said it, like where I was sitting, and just having this like thought of like, oh, and then football changed for me because after that it wasn't like, oh, I'm just going out here having fun with my buds. Now it's like there's this pressure, and the kids are feeling that now at 6 and 7 years old because they go on Instagram or X now or whatever it is, and they're watching this, and half the time partaking in like this guy stinks at football. Like
You should play sports as long as you possibly can without feeling that vulnerability.
yes,
Right. And that vulnerability is exactly what Tyler's talking about. We talk about with our quarterbacks all the time. It's the second that somebody has an opinion about you, you realize that, oh, wait, this is more than a game to that person.
Yep.
Right. This is important to that person. And then you start stacking up thousands and thousands and thousands of those. And it's just a whole different ball game. And I'll get, this is the crazy thing, I'll get at least one email, one DM a week from a parent telling me they have an elite 10-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Like, are you sure he's throwing with the right hand? Like,
Right,
you don't
right.
even know. It's just so, y'all just chill, man. Let the kids be kids. The best ones you're going to find out who the best ones are.
Yeah.
And I'm not,
Yeah.
we train for a living, get all the training you want to get, practice your craft. There's a lot to that, to working hard, right? But at the same time, like, if you think that training and that training alone is going to get your kid to the NFL, you haven't been around NFL dudes.
Right.
Because they're different.
Yeah.
They're different. There's no amount of training that can give you the mentality that you're going to get into 25 car accidents every
Right.
Sunday, you know?
And so Josh and I talk about this. Like, there's so many times too that it's more than just the training too. Like ultimately it comes down, like, the biggest thing is genetics. Like,
Yeah.
like there were some guys in high school, like one of our running backs, like, dude, I'm telling you, like, no one worked harder than that kid. Like, he was out there, like, he did every rep of team, every rep of scout team. Like, it was just getting mollywopped, and like, it never came out and would like try so hard, but like,
Yeah.
it just
It is what it is.
He was 5'2" and white, and they wasn't super fast, and that was just.
But other than that, he was a heck of a ball
But
player.
dadgummit, man, like,
Yeah.
he studied, he tried hard, but it's just genetically just didn't.
100%.
It wasn't going to work out, and that's why, like, I think about that. Josh and I talk about this all the time. Like, it's like so humbling, because I'm like, why? Like, of all the people, like, why me? Like, why did I get to like play 11 years in the NFL? Because there's so many other people that were better players, honestly, that worked just as hard, and they got injured or didn't have, like, genetically just didn't have it. So,
And you never really dealt much with injury, did you?
mm-mm.
I mean, that's miraculous.
Yeah, that is.
Truly,
It is. It is.
truly.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't. There was one practice during COVID because I was a close contact with somebody that I missed. That was only.
Really?
Yeah.
You missed one practice
Mhm.
in 10 years in the NFL? Wow.
Close
I
contact.
mean, not a finger, not a. I mean,
That's
that is a
actually-
lineman.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, I had some like bumps and bruises.
I'm sure you were hurting.
Right.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
you were in pain,
Yeah.
but not an injury. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't hit that IR for 6 weeks.
Mm-mm.
But to put a bow on what Tyler's saying, you know those charts that say if you're a high school player, this is the percentage of you that go to college. They need to redo those charts, and they need to weight class those things.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, if you are 6'4", 225 plus, then yours isn't 1.2%. Yours is like 14%.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like, you actually can do this,
Yeah.
but it's not the same chart for some kid that's me, right? Like
yeah.
it was decent,
Yeah.
but 5'10",
Yeah.
you know, like, it's just two different charts.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as parents, like, you got to kind of realize that, I think.
Yeah.
Like, talk about your NFL career. I mean, I want to get to Clemson in a second, but you were undrafted.
Yep.
Right? You didn't go to Clemson as an offensive lineman, right? So you went as a fullback. Is that right?
It's one of those things where, like, I thought I was like, oh yeah, like they're like, yeah, we'll see how it goes when you get here. And then,
So they had different plans.
oh, dude, like, from the time they looked at me, they were like, this guy's he's like, best case scenario defensive line. Yeah. So when they first came in, I talked to Billy Napier, actually, the guy.
Okay, yeah.
He recruited me. He came, we talked a little bit, and he was kind of like, yeah, you know, fullback, tight end kind of thing. And I was like, okay, like, I was like, I see, like, that works. And then by the time I got there, yeah, I was on the defensive line.
Tyler's like, they don't even have a fullback. You don't really.
Yeah, this is weird. I guess they're going to make a position for me.
That was Taj Boyd years. So I did like, yeah. There was no fullback in those
Good.
games. Yeah. So you went D-line, and then what was it? 2 years. You played D-line 2 years, and then you got switched to offensive line.
Yeah.
That's actually a spectacular story. And then you turn that into 10 years in the NFL. What part of playing the D-line do you feel like helped you in the NFL as an offensive lineman, or did it?
I would say the hands. So that's one of the things, like, our defense line coach at the time, my guy, was Dan Brooks. He was at Tennessee for a long time with Fulmer, and like when they won the national championship. Awesome guy. Like, one of the reasons I went to Clemson too. But I mean, we worked so much hands, and this is what we talked about. You talked about that earlier. Like, so much of it's just hands. Like, if you can get your hands on somebody, like,
Mm-hmm.
We had an offense line used to say, like, he who controls the other man's chest wins most of the time. Confucius say, but yeah, man. Like, I think the defensive line, like, just getting your hands on people, like, that's all. Like, that's the whole line, but it's like D line. If you just watch them, they get up on that buckboard, and it's just like they're just firing out, just putting your hands.
Yeah.
And that's, I think that helped a lot.
So do you feel like you would have had the success you had you not played defensive line? Is that a
I'm sure
fair question?
Yeah, I'm sure it'd have been different. I don't know what it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in, like, everything that I went through got me to where I am. Like, I mean, obviously, but like, I think that was all part of it. I think that helped me with my hands. Or honestly, like, a lot of it too is like, not a lot. Like, it was some understanding. I was still like freshman, sophomore when I was playing D line, so like I barely understood what was going on. And so like when I got to the O line, they'd be like, "Well, what do you think about this?" I'm like, "Dude, like." I was like, I don't know, man. Like last year, like my head was spinning. Like I'm still like, this is the first time I've been away from my mom in my whole life. Like, what do you mean? Like learn to, like, what the defensive lineman thinking? I don't know. But yeah, I think that helped a lot, was like understanding. I could understand some of the stuff because there'd be stuff people would be, well, he's doing that. I'm like, well, yeah, because like they teach him to do that. It's not like that's not a tale. It's just like a coaching.
It's a technique.
So there are some things that I could pick up.
What was your mentality when they moved you to offensive line? Were you excited about it or no?
No, I remember I went in. Coach Sweeney called me into his office. He's like, I think you've hit your ceiling at D line. I was like, what do you mean? Like my ceiling? Like, come on, like I'm super athletic, right? And he's like, yeah, but let's just try you on offensive line. I was like, oh, okay. And like in my head, I'm like, oh my God, this is my, like, I'm supposed to be on D line. Like I'm too athletic for the offensive line. But then like obviously in the meeting, I was like, yes, sir, sounds good. And yeah, he moved me, or like they made that move, and it was honestly the best thing, because it truly was. Like I'd hit my ceiling on D line. Like I can only move side to side so fast. I'm more of a, just tell me where to go and like who to block, I'll do that.
You know what I wonder though? Is like today's age. Does that happen? Because does maybe Dabo does, but does a coach go, you know what? He's not working out a D-line. We need an offensive lineman. There's a transfer portal.
Yeah.
Instead of taking the risk of moving him to offensive lineman, we're just going to go pay for one. Like, does that happen these days?
Or the player.
Even. Like, you get that news and you're like, I'm out of here.
I know I can go from Clemson to App State and start wherever I want.
Right.
Going.
Right.
I can see that.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's interesting. I've never thought about it in that context.
It's
but
funny. You talk about being an athletic lineman. When Wells was here, Wells was like, I was a not very athletic quarterback, and then I was a semi-athletic tight end. Then when I finally ended up on the line, I was a very athletic tackle. He looked around and goes, this is great.
Yeah.
You were with Meester, right?
I just missed Meester.
Okay. Yeah. We're going to have him on soon.
Oh, good.
He
dude.
loves the podcast.
Yeah.
In fact, I got to ship him some hats. When you said the thing about not being hurt, like that's what made me think about Brad. How many years did he play?
Oh, a long time.
13, right?
Yeah.
I think started every game or something. I think it was more than that. Yeah.
15?
Yeah, that is phenomenal though.
He has like the record for most like games.
Dog.
Which is wild. Yeah.
Absolutely dog.
And like 9 girls. Or how many girls he has. So many girls. Just kept making girls.
Yeah, absolutely. When did your faith become like a focal point of your life? At what point of your life?
So I'd say, well, I grew up in the church. My grandfather was a pastor. Like we were very similar to what you talk about, man. Like we went to church every week. We would go on Wednesday nights, Sunday nights. We had camp meeting, or like what we call like Saturated Now or Revival. It was always a part. I would say it's been progressive. I would say the first time that it became mine was in college. So before it was always just like, I'm going because this was expected of me. And I'm going because it was very much like I'm trying to do all the good things. You know what I'm saying?
Check boxes.
Check boxes, which I was great at. Like I love a good list because I can check stuff off. It feels good. I'm good at it. College, it kind of became my own, because now it's like I was having to make that decision on my own. But I would say it was still I'm still checking a box, and I want to be seen as doing it right. We got here, we started coming here. Actually, really cool story. So Josh Wells is real good friends with the Burks. And and they kind of took us under their wing when Josh and I first got here, which was unbelievable blessing.
They're the
Like,
best, aren't
they're awesome. It was so nice to like
Richard Berger's now an elder here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he and his wife, they'd come get us from the hotel, and like we like on the weekends when we had all the rookies were here, and we'd come back on Sunday like feeling good, like we've had some home cooked meals, and like all the other rookies have been sitting in a hotel room for the last like 72 hours, and you can just tell like they're like, dude, what happened to you? And they're like,
Yep.
nothing. I'm like, oh god, we should get out. We started coming here because they suggested it, and I think that was like another step of like, oh, like this is different, because I can remember the first time I went to church in Clemson, and I walked into a church, and a guy had on like a T-shirt, and I remember being like you're not walking into church, are you? Like, you got a T-shirt on, bud. Like you got to have like a collar and some buttons, tuck that thing in. And I got here, and then like I felt like my eyes were opened again to like, oh, like I've been going to church and doing all the things, but like I was religious. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just been progressive like over time. And like I mean, I could go down like a million rabbit holes and take forever telling this story, which I already am. Sorry about that. But
Not at all.
we just like it's gotten more and more. And then like the same thing with like football, man. Like people would always ask, like, you know, I used to always tell like a good answer of like, you know, talk about your faith. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, football doesn't define me. Like, but then it got taken away, and I was like, it might have defined me. Yeah, I'm gonna be real honest.
I was going to ask you about that. So you retired
Yeah,
January of this past year.
That's right.
Right? How has that transition been?
it's been really good.
Has it?
But last year, I think I had that realization 2 years ago in 22, Doug Peterson's first year. Things happened. I ended up playing starting left guard that year through some injuries for a lot of games. We ended up winning a bunch of games. We had something like, I don't even remember, like we had like a couple comeback.
Yeah.
We had like the Ravens was a crazy one. The Cowboys in overtime was crazy.
Yeah.
Tennessee at the end of the year, like shouldn't even been in the playoffs, but like we get I think it was Rayshon Jenkins gets a strip sack, and then Josh Allen, like, you know, we're in the playoffs. The Chargers game.
It was awesome.
And then that was the year, so I got nominated for the Walter Payton Man of the Year thing.
Yep.
So I remember heading to
that was awesome, dude.
Heading to where was it? Arizona. And I remember thinking like, I was like, dude, this is cool. Like we just won a bunch of games. Like this is the most I've ever played, the best I've ever played, the most money I've ever made. I'm at the Super Bowl. I'm at the what's the NFL honors thing?
Oh, yeah.
There's a guy with my name on a sign walking me around. I was like, oh, this is, like, what are we doing? And I remember sitting in that awards ceremony being like, this is unbelievable. Like this is stuff that like I'd watch this as a kid, and I'm sitting here now, like I'm on the stage like with all the other dudes, and
we watched every second of that, like cheering you on, you know?
Yeah.
And we don't have anything to do with it, but that's our guy, you know?
And I remember being on the plane ride back, and I was just like, uh-oh. Because where am I going to go now?
Yep.
I mean, yeah, we could win some more games, but like I just watched the Super Bowl, and what's going on? Like there's no different than any other game.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking like, what in the world? Like this is, like I've been putting all my eggs in this basket, thinking this is going to help. So then like I went through honestly like 20 year after that, I kind of went through like a little slump, thinking like, all right, like. Clearly, I've been missing it because, like, clearly I've been putting on, like, I've been thinking that this would fulfill me, and then when it didn't, when I got all the things that I wanted, it didn't. And that last year, so the next year we kind of like had some ups and downs. I didn't play as much. I played some earlier in the year and then not later. And then I get cut going into my 11th year, and that was kind of when it all just kind of like it was like the final straw of just like all crumbled. And I was like, "Dang, dude, like." I had everything. Like I had everything I thought I wanted. Then I got it all taken away, and like both places, I was like, what's the point of all this? Like, what am I doing? And then I had the opportunity to come back and finish the year last year on practice squad, and so I got to almost like relive those last 6 weeks of like, okay, like let me go back here and like now it's like having a fresh perspective of like, I'm not coming back looking for this to fulfill me. I'm coming back to like. Enjoy the time with the guys, enjoy the time with like the fact that like reminded that like this could have been anyone else in the world, but God chose me to have this opportunity, and so I got to enjoy it. And so because of that, I feel like when retirement came, like the writing was on the wall. Like I was ready to be done. The Jags were clearly ready for me to be done. It was a good, clean break. It was a time to leave. So retirement's been like I've really enjoyed it. Now I say that in week 1, I remember like turning the game on and like that was the front. I was like, this feels weird. It was just weird, but it's like no part of me wanted to play football. It was more like, oh, like I missed the atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah. The intensity, yeah. We multiple people have told us that.
You can't recreate it.
You just can't.
There's no other game like it. You know, it might be the closest thing to war.
Right.
I mean, you know, there's a huddle, there's a locker room. You're not playing touch.
Yeah.
You're trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
With absolute savages across from you.
The most savage human beings that have ever lived in the history of the world are on a football field.
Yeah. It's
but dude, it's been really cool to watch. I mean, I've known you for the whole time you've been here.
Yeah.
Right? And it's really cool to watch the sovereignty of God in your life, in your marriage, with your kids, and especially, I mean, essentially God used you to bring Josh Wells to him.
Yeah.
And then now look at, I mean, think about how Morgan is different. Think about how his kids are different.
Yeah.
And even like the coaching and the ministry that he does now.
Mm-hmm.
If for nothing else, God brought you here to do all that, right? And then in addition to that, I mean, Shatley is like the poster child of what we're trying to do around here. Mm-hmm. He does not just simply attend when it's convenient. He is a full-on committed member of 1122. He's in a disciple group. I know all his friends. I know all his disciple group guys. He's got community. He's got a bunch of dudes or families around him. They're all raising kids together. They all hang out together. Yeah. I mean, most of his buddies are on staff here. Yeah. And they're just fully integrated into what it looks like, not to just check a box at church, but to follow after Jesus at home, as a dad, as a husband, at work. Have a one more, share your faith with your one more, bring them to church. Watch God change their life. I mean, and then he also got nominated for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award because he's living out his faith. Yeah, like he's volunteering at C-Mark. He's raising money for them. He donated them his truck, his time. He would do the cleats for a cause thing. I mean, it is really, really cool to see a guy get discipled over the last decade or whatever. And when I'm sitting down 13 years ago dreaming about what are we trying to do as a church, this is it. We're trying to make disciples like this, you know?
Yeah.
And we're just trying to make disciples that make disciples that make disciples.
Yeah. No.
It's been really cool for me to watch.
Well, first off, I love what the NFL has done with that Walter Payton Man of the Year. Like the importance they've put on that is the highlight of that whole weekend to some extent, right? Like, and there's just the way you get to hear, even from a local level, you know, I think everything's so competitive and about ball. It's just nice to be able to hear what your guys are doing locally, much less what the other 31 are doing.
Yeah.
So a lot of good that goes on in the NFL.
And it humanizes people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times have you watched that and you've been like, man, like that guy, it's like, especially somebody like a rival team, you're like, man, that guy's a turd. Like, he's
actually a good dude.
Not that bad.
Yeah, and then you see his cleats for a cause and you think, yeah, I would support that cause.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
And then the other thing is you mentioned a couple, I think you and I were just talking, you're like, we need to start to find like the built for more moments in people's lives.
Yeah.
Right? And I think he just told us his, right? Because that moment where you realize that like football is your identity.
Yeah.
Every football player goes through that.
Yeah.
Right? And in that moment, like some of them turn to not so healthy things.
Yeah.
Not some of them, a very high percentage. Right? And at that moment for you to realize that, wait, but this isn't the end. This is just the beginning. It's almost like act 2, isn't it?
It is. But the thing I would tell you though is like, I wouldn't even say it's a moment because it's a day. It's a thing. I had a kid, or a good friend of mine. He was asking me the other day. He's like, "Hey, when did you he knows my story, and he's like, you know, when did it change for you? Like, when did football? Like, when did you realize it was an idol? And how did you change it?" And I was like, "Dude, football quit being an idol the day I retired. Like, because even after I had that aha moment, every day after, like, I could easily just slip back into like, even like when I was on practice squad that last year, there'd be days I'd walk in there and be like, man, I should be freaking starting. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I could do this. Like, I'm gonna come back next year. I'm gonna do it. And then fast forward, like I get done and I think, all right, I'm done with this. I'm over it. But then I'll watch it sometimes today. And I'm like, I don't know, dude, I get a good arm pump in the gym. I'm like, I can still do this. I can still got. Or
You have to throw another 60 pounds on.
Yeah. Or I find something else. Like, but it's the problem wasn't football. It was my heart. Because here's the thing, man. Like, I get done with football, and I'm looking for what's something else I can do to succeed at. You know what I'm saying? Like, like what? Like, so I got into running. Like, I did the Donna Marathon. I thought it was like I do it. It's like
I saw pictures of you surfing.
Surfing was my thing, dude. Because I was now.
I love surfing.
I've been going 5-6 days a week. But it's because of my heart, man. Like it's wretched. It's like it's constantly looking for what's that next thing? Like I've got to succeed. I've got to prove to people that I can do stuff. Like that I'm worthy of their acceptance or whatever. And it's a daily thing. It's not like just because football's over, I'm done with my identity being in football. Like, yeah, it's just the problem wasn't the football. The problem was my heart. And I'm just and every single day I have to make that decision. Like, all right, don't put it into running or jujitsu or surfing, because then you'll get down that path again. And so it's not a moment. It's just it's a daily thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a moment that I realized it.
Right.
But now the real work begins.
That's it.
Well, one, football is a lot of people's idol.
Yeah.
A lot of people that don't even play football. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
right here, I get way too into
I wasn't looking at you. I really wasn't looking at
man,
you.
Kick the field goal, tie the game. What are we doing?
But secondly, I also we hear so many times about people who God met at their lowest, right, and kind of brought them back up. Well, that's not necessarily your story. It's not actually my story either. I similar thing was where I thought I wanted to be.
Yeah.
When God was like, "Oh heck no, this isn't what was designed for you. This is the skill set and the avenue for what was designed for you."
Yeah.
Right. And then that's just kind of the cool thing when you see somebody come off of a professional career and they realize that, man, I'm just getting started. I'm not done.
Yeah, that's the thing, Tyler. You're a very young man. Your best days are still way ahead of you. I mean, trust me, as a guy I'm 52 now, and one of the things though, you got to, I'll give you credit, even if you won't give it to yourself, that's fine, is that you made very wise decisions in your early and mid-20s so that you could be in the position that you are in now. He made very wise financial decisions. He made very wise relational decisions. He's got a great wife. He's got great kids. He prioritized those things. He also didn't just chase the NFL dream into any city that would have him. He was his community here was very important. That's why he stayed with one team forever, He had opportunities. Even maybe to start for sure at another place, but that wasn't the highest priority. And so what you did as a kid, as a young man at 22, you weren't borrowing against the future for then. You were sacrificing some then for the future. And now you're in it. Yeah. And bro, and God didn't give you all of this success for you to not leverage it for significance for the next few decades. Yeah. And you were winning in the locker room. I mean, you literally won players to Christ. We know them. They come here. Yeah. I've seen you do it there, and I look forward to seeing what you're going to be doing. What that ministry is, honestly, your biggest ministry is raising them kids. Right. Coaching those teams and being a good example to all the little boys and girls that are going to run through your house, because I know you got the hangout house because that's where all the fun is. And, seriously.
No, I think it's such a good – in any walk of life, I use it from quarterback perspective. I don't know what the offensive line perspective on this would be, but I say to our quarterbacks all the time, do you really think God made you 6'4" and can throw a football 60 yards, 70 yards to glorify you? Right. That, you really think he gave you that talent just to entertain people and glorify yourself? And I think that can be said across every spectrum of what people do. If you're an amazing salespeople, you think God gave you that ability and that skill set only to put food on your table and to win salesman of the month or whatever it is? No. I think all these guys have found, okay, God gave me this skill set and this is how your word leverage it. This is how I can leverage it. And it's cool. I learn something every time we do one of these from you guys, because there's so many different ways to do that. Yeah. There's not one size fits all, and that's the unique thing and the cool thing about all this.
But right? That's what I feel like that's what we're trained to see, is that you look at your phone and you're like, oh man, if I don't I see what Josh is doing, I'm like, man, I need to go alongside with him. I got to train and do all this stuff, and that's not might not be it. I was talking to a mentor of mine the other day, and it's funny because like I felt this need. Like once I got done, I was like, man, like I need to be doing something that's like, I need to be building a thing again. And he was saying he talked to I don't remember who it was. He read an article about some pastor, like a big church, and he's like, before he was who he was the youth pastor, and he's like, right now I think he's like, what God's called me to do is play dodgeball with 6th graders. And I was like, man, like that was like, it was almost freeing to be like, I think that's where I'm at right now, man. It's just, like I've been helping out with the
See, what you don't realize,
like that's like
what you don't realize,
cool.
He's coaching a bunch of the small group leaders of the youth in our student ministry. And when they find out that 10-year veteran Tyler Shatley is their coach, they don't have a category for it, man. So what a faithful thing to do. It's not, I mean, you're not trying to make a name for yourself. You're just serving at your local church. And I would tell you, listen, as a dad, it goes quick. JP's 20. Think about that. Remember we used to come pick him up and take him to go fishing when he was a little guy? And I'd be like, where you been? He's like, fishing with the Jaguars. He thought it was the coolest thing ever. And those boys would do it. It was such a gift to us as a family. Bro, he is 20 now.
Yep.
I mean, Boone is going to be 20 in a second. So there's no better thing you could do with your life over this next decade than pour as much time, energy, and effort into your family as possible. And God has made it possible for you to do that, And
that's why I'm so grateful for that. And I'm like grateful too for those relationships like with like JP, because man, like right now, like Boone still thinks I'm like kind of cool. Like he won't like do like our dance party.
Hold on real quick. Boone's your oldest?
Boone's my oldest.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have 2 sons and a daughter, is that
So
right?
I got we got 3 right now and a 4th on the way.
Oh, okay. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Just wanted to let everybody know.
Yeah.
But I was like, Josh and I talk about this all the time. Like the guys that he's coaching right now, the kids that I see at middle school right now, in 5 years when dad ain't cool anymore, like he's gonna look at them like at JP at some of the younger guys in the that are in middle school right now. And he's like, no, that guy's cool. Like you're not cool, dad. Well, I'm like, that's fine, buddy, because like I've been with him the last 5 years too, and like he knows like it's like you're pouring into them so that way they can pour into your kids.
You know where JP is right now? Meeting with his group leader he had a group leader named Josh started with him in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
JP graduated 2 years ago. He still meets with him every week for Bible study.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And so when he was 15, 16, 17, and even though maybe 30,000 people want to listen to me teach the Bible, the kid with my same name didn't want to. But you know who he would listen to? His group leader, Josh.
And how cool is that, dude?
It's the best. It is the absolute best.
Just a quick shout out to like, dude, the way that like the kids ministry here, I'm sure anybody's listening to this, like, that's the way to go, man. Because like, the fact that like they break up into groups and they're with the same leader for that long, and I was like, dude, like this is it, man. Because like you said, like he's still hanging out with them now.
Still now, yeah.
And it makes it feel small. He's with that same group. They're going to grow together, and then you can rest. Like that's one thing that my wife and I talked about. Like, all right, 1122 is big. It's a big old kids ministry. Like, how do we feel about this? Like, but now that I've seen it, I'm like, no, absolutely, this is where I want him, because I know that like there's going to be 2 young men eventually when he gets to 6th grade that are going to pour into him, and hopefully I've poured into them at some point, and I know what they're pouring into him. And he's going to be with them, and like he's going to trust them, because he ain't going to tell me everything. I wish he would, but like.
And what's really neat to think about, all those times, because Shatley would show up, pick up JP. JP loves to fish, and Shatley loves to fish. I mean, like I love to hunt, he likes to fish. And he would just pick him up, take him, and they'd go fish. They could just go pond hop in neighborhoods. That's where all the bass are in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Well, now JP helps serve in our student ministry. So it very well could be that one of the biggest influences in Boone's life is a kid that when he was in the middle school that you were pouring into.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because, he's looked up to you. I mean, we have Shatley jerseys at our house, bro. Think about that.
Yeah.
And so you thought you were just being faithful to be cool to this middle school kid that happened to be your pastor's kid.
Yeah.
Little did you know that God's using that to actually influence your own son. I mean, that's how this thing works in the local church.
I also think that this church specifically, and by extension, you obviously, Joby, do a good job of where we're located, this campus, I would say fairly successful area of town.
Sure.
Right? Like a lot of guys, a lot of women in here doing well in life, but all dealing with that same identity thing that we're talking about. And you guys do a really good job here of just being honest and preaching the word of God and letting people like me, and I'm going to semi-speak for Tyler, know that like there's more. There's more to this than where you're at right now. Where you're at right now feels empty because of this, and this. And y'all do a great job of just laying that out for guys like us. Right. And I think it's showing in a big way in this church right now. Like a huge, you look at, there's only so much you can do, Joby.
Yeah,
you look at the leaders of this church right now and they fit that mold, bro. Like it's guys like Tyler, it's guys like Josh, it's, guys like that who at the peak, you were able to say, no, there's more to this. You're not going to go downhill. You're going to go up a little bit more. And I just think that's cool, man. Because the job that I work in, I see it the other way. You do too, right? It's like they hit 30, hit 32, and it's like, who are you? Yeah. Like, what happened to that guy that was fiery, that had the attitude to make you the best in the world, one of the 30 best in the world at what you do? Do you know what you could do for God if you carried that out the next 30 or 40 years? Right. That same energy, that same intensity, right? Just into something different, bro. It's life-changing.
Yeah.
And that's what you guys are doing, is equipping guys to do that.
Well, if you look at a bunch of the guys that we have talked to, Maurice, Jeff Kopp, Colt McCoy, I mean, you name them. These are guys that love Jesus. They realized that playing football was not a diversion. It was not a waste of time. Mm-hmm. It was just a way to hone their skills. Like, God used that as a vehicle on the field, off the field, and now the guys that can just make that shift to just, listen, the most important thing is John 2:5. Just do whatever he tells you to do.
Yeah.
Don't do what he told Josh Wells to do.
Yeah.
Do what he told Tyler Shatley to do. And then you'll never go wrong. You'll never go wrong.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of is tithing.
Yeah.
Because now, like, Joby's got me hook, line, and sinker.
It was actually Logan.
It actually was Logan.
Logan was in here talking about being generous, and it got all over him.
All over him. And now it's to the point where it's like, I'll get an email from somebody I work with, hey, mail to check, and I'll tithe before it gets here.
Yeah.
Like, sweet. I'm not motivated by money at all. But I am now motivated by, like, how much money can I give? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so it just put a whole different purpose on every single thing that I'm doing. Made me much more diligent on everything. And I wonder if it's the same thing with you guys. Like, you get year 6, you get year 7, and you start to realize, wait, what I'm doing right now is going to pay off down the road. Yeah. And so I'm going to go harder at what I do right now so that the benefit is greater for the kingdom of God down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, you say, like, just working at it. And like, it's funny when you talk about like Logan saying that, like, my like moment like that was my wife, actually. So like, I think it was my rookie year or something. She's like, we did our tithe, and once again, it was like a religious thing. It was like a 10% hard line. And she was like, well, I think we need to give to C-Mark, and then there was something else. And I was like, man, like, I was like, I don't know, man. Like, we gotta save it up. Like, I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be playing football next year. Like, I don't know. It's funny to say that, year one, but what's crazy is like to see God show up in that. You know what I'm saying? So our first year, we had pledged or did something outside of just the tithe, like to C-Mark and another ministry. And that year in our tax return was the exact dollar amount we got back in our tax return. What, like the extra.
Oh wow!
And I was like, and it was just funny because man, my wife she's so stinking faithful, and she's the one that's like, she's like that. She has no tie to money. She's like, we'll figure it out. God, like he'll come through, and I'm the one that's like holding on to it, like, well, let's save for longer, and like she's like, we'll figure it out, and it's like. It's cool that everybody has that moment of like, it's like that different person that like did that. And it's just like, that realization of like, man, like, what am I doing? Like, I need to be like using this for more. Like I can work right now and save up for later. But like, what really matters is what I do with that time or talent or treasure,
Well, now I know that the better I do at this, the better I do at my job, the better I do, then that means the more money I give to God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's just simple math.
How much better does that feel? Like,
bro, it gets me out of bed. It's like, it's no longer, I got to catch a flight and I got to go do this. It literally put joy into the flight. It put joy into the process. It put joy into everything. Yeah. Just that one little thing. And what's crazy and a little bit scary is this joker and Logan called it before I even got it out of my mouth. I wasn't even admitting to not tithing. Like, who does that right in front of their own preacher that's doing a podcast with them, right? Like, I'm just kind of like, it was a question. It's like, I think we were talking about feeling guilty about success. Yes, I brought it up. Didn't even know that's where I was going.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And both those jokers tag team is like, tithe.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then, because you do, I mean, it's all God's. You bring your first and best to Him. You also need to live a little bit of dry powder in case God specifically put something on your heart, like kind of above and beyond just local church stuff. And then enjoy. And you should save for the future some. You know, you'll be smart about those things. The Bible, Proverbs talks about that a lot. And then you enjoy it all. Like, Gretchen and I just got back from a trip. We went to 4 countries last week. And we're celebrating our 25th anniversary.
Congrats.
And I upgraded her diamond ring because she had the youth pastor version for 25 years. We're still going, and so we turned it up a notch. I feel zero guilt about that. Why? Because, I mean, the elders get my tax returns. So, like, I can promise you, if I'm going to talk about bringing your first and best, from a percentage basis, I'm going to lead the way on saying, all right, Lord, here. And in my world, think about it, it's kind of what you're saying. Only way I know how to make more money is do more ministry. So what we do is, like, we set a percentage, and then we make a pledge above that. And I'm like, all right, Lord, I got some books coming out. So if you want us to be able to get these numbers, you got to sell some books.
Got to move some books.
And that ain't coming here. I just shove it right back to you.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. And
but what was unique about that exchange, Tyler, is like the in my mind, this is the way it looked. It's like I went to the doctor complaining about my ankle, and Joby said, "Hey, rub this on your shoulder."
Yeah.
Right. The two things didn't even make sense to me.
Yeah.
But just bam, just like that, it just seemed to fix a lot.
But what's crazy, like, I'm so glad you got recognized for it, honestly, for the testimony of it, like with the Walter Payton thing. Because there's a bunch of guys in the league that are strangely jealous of the undrafted free agent that makes it 10 years, and yet he's getting recognized for the way he's living out his faith. And these other guys are just consuming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the way you lead and love your family, the way you got some serious stability in your life, you got serious community in your life.
Yeah.
And some of those dudes might be probably not stronger, but they might be whatever, taller and faster and maybe won more football awards. But yet that just, it's just meaningless. You know, it's like cotton candy.
Where does that rank on your accomplishments?
What's that?
Being nominated for the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
That's
It's number 1. Yeah, I figured.
That's awesome.
And you know what's funny that you say, like, when you say meaningless, that's that was like kind of the kickoff for me. So in that story I was telling you, like, it's actually funny. Like, Logan Cook was the one. So this was in 23. We started out hot. You know what I'm saying? We like, I think we were like 8-1 or something crazy.
To the Bengals game.
Yep. There we go. And
that was the one.
that was the one.
I was there.
We like just wheels fall off. We're running off the tracks, and then like you can just feel it around the stadium. And this was coming off 22. So I'm in all kinds of, I'm in a rut, man. Like, I'm like, dude, I just went from like a mountaintop to like I was starting for a while, and then we trade, and then I lose my spot, and then I'm like, what in the world's going on? And I remember it was a Bible study. We used to do Bible study on Monday mornings. Logan Cook was leading it, and like we were sitting there, we'd lost, like, we dropped like 4 in a row. And he's like, dude, I was just reading this morning in Ecclesiastes. He's like, listen to this. He's like, meaningless, it's all meaningless. Chasing after the wind. I was like, oh, that's me. Here I am. And that's funny because, like, actually, like, after he read that, like, I went and I did a deep dive into Ecclesiastes, and I was like, dude, like, this has been here the whole time, and I've just been, that's been me, man. I've been living it. I've been like I've been thinking that, dude, if I just get, like, when I get to that mythical place of there, then I'll be happy. And
I'm going to say something controversial right now. Like, with all this, some people will think, I just want people to listen to this, because you get all these people talking about, boycott the NFL, Bro, we had a couple this week told us we should boycott the NFL. A couple DMs.
Okay.
Yeah, over the halftime show. Right. But listen,
I've boycotted every halftime show. I've never watched that.
But listen to what
they picked some goofy
Bad Bunny
singer
or something like
somebody
that.
I never heard of.
Yeah, I don't know.
Apparently,
but my
it's a
point
controversial singer for the halftime show.
Okay.
My point in this is, listen to these guys telling us that in the NFL, in their NFL locker room, in their NFL facilities,
correct,
they are growing each other as Christian men. That's happening on NFL football teams.
Listen, man, I have a relationship with a bunch of players like this guy, the coach who's been coming here, the chaplain who I coached football with for 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm leading the Bible study on December 13th or something like that.
Yeah.
So what do you think I should do?
Right.
Not pour the gospel out amongst these guys?
Yeah.
You think it's going to get better that way?
Mm-hmm.
So you dummy.
Yeah.
That's like, don't talk to lost people. They might get saved. Okay. There's a group of people that did that. They're called the Pharisees.
Right,
All right. I'm not on Team Pharisee, man.
Yeah.
Of course, I disagree with about 99% of the NFL's, the corporate, whatever, Roger Goodell's crew, in the corporate decisions they make about social issues. I rarely agree with what's happening. That's not what I'm concerned about. The teams, the players, these human beings, because I am a part of a thing that's a movement for all people to discover and deepen a relationship with Jesus. That includes big old athletic guys that live here in Jacksonville.
Yep.
You know, so I'm going the other way. I mean, I'm going to the camp you guys got me involved in and just I'm just make disciples. And especially like, look, I mean, again, if somebody doesn't disciple you, I mean, look at the people that you've impacted. I mean, all these people that you're naming now, like Logan and the impact that he's had, and Josh Wells and the impact that he has, and Tinker and all these guys, man.
The guys in that locker room that didn't even let you know that you impacted them.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the thing.
That there's I'm sure several of those.
Well, get ready for this. Over the next half a dozen years, you're going to start getting phone calls from guys that you shared the locker room with.
Yeah.
And when football's gone from them and they don't know what to do, they're going to call you. Yeah. And here's the thing. When you were trying to invite them to church all those years and they wouldn't give you the time of day, I promise those invitations are still logged back there, and they saw your life and they see your family and they see your faith and they see all that. And when that's gone, they're going to be like, I know who I can ask about this.
Yeah.
And so that evangelism is not wasted then. It just maybe wasn't the right time yet.
So tell me, because we don't know each other, so tell me how long you and your wife been together. When did y'all meet? Like, what's the story there?
So we started dating in high school, our junior year. We're both of us from North Carolina. We started dating in high school. Her name's Natalie. She's great. So we started dating. We did long distance in college for all 5 years for me, 4 years for her.
Wow.
I went to Clemson. She went to UNC Charlotte. Dude, let me tell you, like, for 4.5, 5 years, she probably came to Clemson. I mean, I can't tell you how many times. Like, I can count on one hand the number of times I drove to UNC Charlotte to see her.
Right.
So this is like, I mean, she's a saint, man. Like, she came to see me. She kept it going. Like, she was working at a daycare to pay for gas money to come down there, and I'm young and an idiot, and like, I truly it breaks my heart to think about. I'm like, I was so selfish and such an idiot, but she was faithful, stayed with me. It was actually funny. So we got after my pro day and stuff, the draft. I can't remember which night it was. I think it was like the second night. I proposed to her because she's like, listen, I ain't going nowhere if I ain't got a ring. I was like, all right, sounds good. I'll get that. So, I proposed to her. That next day, I get a call from Jacksonville after the draft's over. I come down here to Jacksonville. We're engaged for 6 weeks. I'm gone the whole time I'm down here.
Mm-hmm.
The July 5th, I get back on like the 3rd, and then on the 5th we get married.
Oh, wow.
So it was a quick turn.
Wow.
But like, we've been dating at that point for however long it was, 9, 10 years.
So high school sweethearts.
High school sweetheart. So she'd already had it planned out. So we came down here, we got married, and then that's the thing. She's like, I'm not moving unless we ain't living together unless we're married. And I say, like, that was not like, we're not like these holy people, like, but that was like the hill we chose to die on in that particular sense. But we got married. She came down here, and dude, she's been killing. I mean, we've had 3 kids, and during football season, she's pretty much raised them all. I mean, like, I get there in the afternoons, and I play fun dad, but she does it. She did it all, and then we got number 4 coming in November.
She's a baller, man.
Well, it sounds like spiritually,
she's a saint. She's a mature.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a saint.
Yeah, because it sounds like you got the same thing I got. Like, spiritually, like, Angie is my center. Like, if I start to veer off, she's in a very non-judgmental way, like not nagging.
Mhm.
It's like she just kind of brings me back to the center. And we were also high school sweethearts. And so we've been together over 30 something years. So it's like, that's just cool to hear that too. And that's been another common denominator. Logan, everybody that sat in these chairs has had, you say it all the time. What is it?
You either marry, especially if you're training people, football, pastor, church, you're going to either marry a lid. It's going to stifle the potential that God has put in you, or a launch pad.
Mm.
And because of the choice of your marriage, you're going to be able to do way more than you could do on your own.
Absolutely.
There's no 1122 without Gretchen Martin.
Right.
There's no, it just doesn't even exist.
Well, it sounds
without her.
It sounds so simple. I know there's like young guys that are not married that listen to this, and that sounds like such a simple concept, but I don't know that you've said anything any more true than that,
Bro.
On this podcast. Like that's real. I got lucky. I never thought about that. Man, we got married. I was like 21. She was 19.
Yeah.
Like, we're from the South. That's just what you do.
Right.
You get married young, right?
Hey, my Gretchen was just a friggin' smoke show. I was
Right, same.
I want to take her to dinner. What's going on? You know?
Right. I'm not going to do better than this.
Turns
Like,
out she's awesome.
right. Exact same thing.
You know?
But for some of those guys that maybe are a little bit later in life and can think about that, that is a humongous thing.
But the other thing I'll say about both of you, because I know you, you definitely, you guys have awesome wives, but she would not be who she was if you didn't help cultivate that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a team.
For sure.
It's a
And
team.
so, I mean, I there's no way I could be where I am without my wife, but I have done my dangest to try to create the kind of environment where she could bloom and blossom into everything that God had intended for her.
Yep.
You know, and that's changed too. Like when she was leading worship, she led worship for 10 years here. I mean, like when you first started coming, she was the primary chick singer every week.
Yeah. I remember
That's
that.
a lot, man, you know,
Yep.
but I would do whatever it took for her to be able to do that. And then when that season ended, it's kind of like retiring. She was kind of ready to be done before those of us here at church were ready for her to be done, but just our kids needed her every day of the week, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so then she stepped into that. But I've tried really, really hard for not for her to have to sacrifice everything for me to do what I have to do.
Yeah.
But create the kind of environment where she can be who God's called her to be.
Well, along those lines, what's next for you guys? Like, do you have big plans like in the retired life?
A fourth child.
That's big plans.
Fourth's a lot.
That's big plans. Yeah.
No, she's so my wife, she co-leads like a mom's theology group that they do on Thursday mornings, and that's been super cool to see that, man, because it started off pretty small, and like now, like I'm telling you, you drive in Crosswater on Thursday mornings, every minivan and Suburban in Jacksonville is parked in front of our house.
So you said a theology group?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So she leads it. They go through like all kind of like they did church history one semester. They're reading through Mere Christianity this semester.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And they get into it. Dude, she'll walk circles around me like in like theology stuff. Like I'll be, hey, do you know this? And she'll be like, yeah, like 15 years ago, bud. Like, let me tell you like the rest of like how that came to be. And I'm like, I just
when you were hugging fat guys on the weekends, I was studying the Bible.
She knows it.
Yeah,
man.
She's a beast, man.
But it's like you said, like, dude, the launch pad, like, I'm like kerosene, like, she knows it, man. And it's a challenge to me. I get too many times, like, I've spoke at some events, and like, that's what's super cool is that, like, and I'm sure you can do the same with Gretchen, where you talk to her, like, hey, what do you think about this? And she's like, well, yeah, and this, like, this is, did you know this is part of this? And like, you know, she's like using all these big words, and I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Like, I'm gonna write that one down. Like,
what does it mean?
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Yeah. So yeah, man, she's doing that. But yeah, our big thing, like I said, like I was feeling really pressured to like I got to find out what I'm gonna do next. Then actually I was talking to a buddy, and he's like, because I was like, you know, I don't know what God wants me to do, and he's like, I think what He wants you to do is just be near to Him.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything else will figure it out. Like it'll work out. And then after like talk, I was like, man, like that's you're probably right, and he's definitely right. But he then after talking to my wife, she's like, let's just like you said, like God has blessed us to be together at this time, and I was like, if nothing else, man, like this will be the first baby where I can like share some of that burden, the nighttime stuff, the you know when they're like they're young, and what an opportunity for now, like we get to enjoy this, and so especially for her, she gets to hopefully enjoy this more than the other three, because the other three was like, she's doing it on her own. I mean, there's a couple, like, for a month or two I might have been home, but like she was doing it on her own. Now it's like we can do this as a family, and like so that's kind of the plan right now. And then, like I said, like helping out the middle school, man. Like I'm excited to see what happens there. Like I feel like I'm learning so much on coaching and teaching. I'm like, man, like I said, my oldest he's gonna be in 6th grade in a couple years. Like this is a good time to learn like what this is gonna look like, because I see some stuff. I'm like, goodness gracious.
Yeah, too many guys want to be original.
Yeah,
but God wants you to be effective.
Yeah.
It's a great use of your time to plug in to a student ministry that's already going here.
Yeah.
You don't have to start a new thing.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a TylerShatley.com. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people will be called to that, but you got to do what he's called you to do. And I'm telling you, the impact that you can have on generations.
Yeah.
Getting connected with these middle school boys. I mean, there's nothing harder than a middle school boy. There's nothing going right there. Physically, mentally, emotionally.
Yep.
Yep.
It's just, we talked about this before. We've got a couple of guys that we're going to bring on here in the next couple of weeks who their NFL career hasn't worked out.
Yeah.
Right. And the question is, what now? Like, what do I do now? I have no idea what to do now. And it's easy for people to listen to that and go, well, they should have a backup plan. Bro, you can't play at that level with a backup plan. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
You can't be 1 foot out.
Yeah.
And so I just, it's, I don't know. It's on my heart right now because I want to help these people. I want to help these guys. These are like some of my favorite people in the world. And if I said their names, everybody would know them.
Yeah.
Very successful college football players. Very successful college football players. But it's like, how do you help them? That's the reality of it. Like, I mean, it is short of them getting on their knees and praying and figuring out where they're supposed to go. Like, there's really nothing else you can do.
It's more like, I can't tell you anything, but I can help you hear the one that wants to tell you what to do next. Yeah. And that's the difference. I mean, like, even my role as a preacher, I say it all the time. The real preacher here is the Holy Spirit. I can expose you to the Word of God. Like, I can tell you who wrote this and when it was written and what these words mean. I can do that.
Yeah.
But only the Spirit of God can expose the Word of God to you.
That's good.
And so when you're trying to help or coach somebody, that's really what you're trying to do. Let me help you. There are some tried and true things that are in the Scripture and all throughout church history that help put people in a position where they can hear the voice of the Good Shepherd.
Yeah.
So let's help work towards that. And then when you hear his voice, God's going to surround you with some people to help confirm what he calls.
Yeah, the cool thing for me is like knowing these two guys and knowing their personalities and knowing the alpha dogs that they are. When they figure this thing out,
right,
bro, the what they can do in their home states is crazy. Yeah, it's more than I could ever dream about doing, right? And so I was just like, I want to help them figure that out.
Well, I thought about this several times as you were talking, Tyler. I got one verse on my desk, and it's Galatians 1:10. Am I now trying to win the approval of God or of man? For if I was trying to win the approval of man, I would not be a servant of God. So before I get ready to preach a sermon, I got to think, am I trying to be popular? Am I trying to like not get so much hate mail? Or God, am I just going to do this for you and just trust you with the consequences? That's got to be the thing that drives you.
Yeah.
Even in your playing days, dude. Am I just going to do this as unto the Lord, or am I more concerned about how this goes on Instagram later? That kind of thing.
Definition of faith.
So exactly. So that when Colt was on here, Colt McCoy, though I think the entire state of Texas just assumed he was going to be a coach.
Yeah.
And some people had whispered in his ear, man, I think there's a path for you to go to the Cowboys as a coach one day, which I think in Texas is like, the holy grail of all, right?
Yeah.
And he knew that wasn't God's plan for him. So he just had to answer the question, am I trying to do what everybody else is telling me to do, or am I trying to do what he's telling me to do?
Yeah.
That's just the key.
And then end up going into something that's not public at all.
Not at all, dude.
like commercial real estate.
Real estate. Yeah. And he's crushing it.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're like in that freedom.
Right.
Bro, that's like, being able to operate in that freedom, like, dude, I there is no doubt in my mind this is where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
You can let it rip. It's like you talk about all the time, like, well, it was the story, but was it JP was pitching or something? Y'all were like up by so many runs. You're like, dude, like,
they couldn't come back.
There is no way for them to win this game. Like, just rip it. And you're like,
he never pitched better. The moment it clicked in his mind.
Yep.
He was just.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you take the risk out of it.
Yeah.
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 You take the risk out of it is what you're saying, right? It's the whole, like, if you know you can't fail, what
Yep.
would you do?
Yep.
Yep. No,
And
for
I'm
sure.
telling you, I am in a place by the grace of God that, I mean, the next several decades, as long as the Lord allows, this is what I've been called to do. If I won the lottery tomorrow, I'm preaching Sunday. I mean, this is what I'm called to do, is pastor this thing, you know,
Yep.
with these people.
Yep.
And I'm not trying to like win the spot. Like, I know this is it. And there's so much freedom.
Yep.
Because I'm not trying to win approval.
Yeah.
You know, I got elders that I'm held accountable to, that if I get off, they'll tighten me up, and they're really good at it. I got a wife supporting me. I got a congregation that I love, and, you know, they put up with me, and it is a sweet place to be, man.
But think about that, like, as you're saying that, I just feel like God, like, on my heart, I'd like, that's in everything. Every. Think about the family unit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how much freedom there is when, like, if you're a parent and your kids know that, like, hey man, if as long as you're like following God, like, dude, let it rip.
Yep.
I don't care if you play football or you're a doctor or a pastor of a mega, dude, just let it freaking rip. Because now, like, that's where like that hesitation comes when you're like, I don't know. I don't know if
Is Dad gonna be okay with this?
Gonna be all right with this?
Dude,
Yeah.
I was sitting in a podcast with Charles Martin, who helps me write books. I'm in so many podcasts, I can't even remember which one it was. But and I look up to him so much as a dad. He's a little bit older than me. He's raised 3 godly men.
Yeah.
He's an incredible husband. He's a great dad. He's a godly dude. He's one of my best friends. He's one of my mat carriers. I love the guy, but he's my buddy, and also I look up to him so much, especially in like parenting and marriage. And he wasn't even talking to me. He's answering somebody's question. And he said, it dawned on me that my role as a dad is to not map out my kids' future, but just help them take the next step of obedience of what God's called them to do. And I thought, oh, crap. I'm really good at mapping out everybody's future. I mean, it's kind of what I lead this organization. You know what I mean? If I tell people, if you just do what I say, everything's going to be better. Listen to what I say. And it hit me like a ton of bricks, man.
Yeah.
And JP was like trying to figure out the rest of his life, and he dropped out of college. If you'd have told me 5 years ago I'd be pumped that my kid dropped out of college, I'd be like, what are you talking about? I got multiple degrees. Like, I think that stuff matters a lot. And I realized my job was just to let him be who God has called him to be. He actually works at the church now, and he's going to start fire school in January. Let's go. This is the best version of him I've ever seen in 20 years.
What did that look like in that moment? So you hear that.
Yeah.
Do you go home and you call JP, or like what is that? What is that? Yeah, what did that look like?
I repented to my 19-year-old son at that time.
Okay.
For what?
Specifically. Trying to control his life.
You called him?
Straight up.
Then that's awesome. Because like that's like,
and I
want everybody to hear that. Is that like,
yeah, and I'm the lead pastor of the fastest growing church in America.
Yeah.
Realize that? In the history of America, this is the fastest growing church ever, I think.
Yeah.
And I called my son and said, dude, I think I've put undue pressure on you. I mean, it's all from the right place. You know, I want you to play hard and be a good athlete because I love you. Everything's because I love you. And I want you to succeed at school because I love you. And I think my job is actually to just be a safe place for you to work out what God's calling your life is.
Yeah.
I need you to you just got to get out of your head what I think about it. I just want you to do what you think God's calling you to do.
Yeah.
When you said that, did he even know what you were talking about?
Yeah, because I'm
not trying to get into y'all's like personal, like, but
he knows that because there's a bunch of people have said, to JP, are you going to take over the church one day? And he'd be like, no. And I've never put pressure on him to do that. But I have pressured him to be a winner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, there's some of that's good. Like, you got to try hard.
You have
to
to.
hustle. You got to have a good attitude.
Right. Yeah.
But if your kid wants to be a soccer player, not a football player, okay, whatever. I don't care, right? But it was just to give him the freedom and space to say, I want to be an asset to help you discover what God's path for you is.
Mm-hmm.
Not me try to be influencing that because I know what success looks like.
Well, the reason I asked that is
it
because
changed everything.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, you said you did a similar thing with Gretchen. You were at a men's group, I think it was, or something like that, and you called her, and she's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even feel like you're doing this. You know, that type of thing.
I had to call her and say, I'm selfish. I'm sorry. I need to tell you I'm selfish. I need to confess this to you.
Yeah.
It's wearing me out.
And so it's a similar situation here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. I'm glad you asked that follow-up question, by the way.
Well,
About what did that look
that's
like?
so important, man, because like so many people could hear that and be like, "Yeah, man, I messed up." Or what was it? I use unspoken gratitude is just you like
right.
Same with repentance. Like, yeah, I repented in my heart.
Right.
Does he know that?
So
Does
what?
Your buddy, does your boy know that?
Right.
Or girl or whoever it is that you're like. And that's the thing, man. Like, because dude, I do the same thing. Like, it's everything in me. Like, I have to tell. I told my wife this. I was like, I gotta watch it because like. I don't care if Boone plays football or swim or the chess club, but like,
right.
I'm just like, dude, just be the best at it.
Right. Yeah.
And there is like what I'm saying, and there's nothing godly in it because it's in my head. I just want him to be the best at it, not because
right,
not because I'm coming from a good place. Of
I would have to check myself and be like, okay, you have to finish what you started.
Yeah.
So like he was playing baseball, and I mean he made like the middle school team at Providence, which is high level baseball, but he just didn't love it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't let him quit in the middle. I was like, well, you got to finish this year. And all I could think, bro, the dad in me is like, God, you're a kind of good pitcher. And when you hit puberty, I think you might be a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody will ever know. But thankfully, I took my hands off the reins there. But then he excelled in football, which was kind of easy to just get behind. But that's the key. You got to be if you want to be the leader of your family, how about be the lead repenter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like when you screw up, go first and be like, guys, listen, this is crazy. Gretchen and I just get home from a long trip. We've been traveling a lot lately. Our 16 and 20-year-old come to us and go, we need to spend more time as a family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bro, when they're 4th and 8th grade, and they don't even like the way you smell, you dreamed of the day your about to be grown kids want to hang out with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so like we're about to go spend a whole weekend together. So that's what you're aiming towards.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen with fear and control. That happens when you, with a lot of love and grace, and you give them some room to make mistakes, to figure some stuff out. You know,
Well, I think this is officially our longest one.
well, I could talk to Shatley forever.
I know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so I got a lot of thoughts going on right now.
I mean, we don't have a time limit, but I don't want to keep you guys either.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is going to be the only time. Hopefully you're
I'll come
on.
back.
Dude,
Like
I'll
regular.
be here. Yeah. Holler at me.
Yeah, no, this is fantastic.
I'd like to have you back and do a little bit of X's and O's in the middle of the season.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that actually I'm warming up to that. You keep mentioning that I'm warming up to that like I am.
I love talking. I love football so much. I only played in high school, and then I coached, you know.
Yeah.
But I like to know what is in the mind of an NFL player when these things are happening. Like, honestly, the inside story of your 2 snaps, that might be one of my favorite football stories I've ever heard. Because I remember, I'm obviously not your dad. Whatever I am to you, I'm your pastor, but we know each other way more than I know all these people at our church. Like, you've been swimming in my pool, and you know he can do full splits and all that stuff. That's great.
Really?
That's my party trick.
Still?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Wow.
Anyway, so that's the kind of things I know about this guy.
Yeah.
So when you're snapping, we are sweating at my house.
Yeah.
For you. Oh my God, I don't think he does this.
Well, I do have to ask one thing though. Like, what's the deal with the shoes? Like, I heard that you have a allergy to shoes, basically.
Yeah, I hate them.
What do you mean?
I don't like to wear shoes.
Like where?
Yeah,
Where? At the house or
anywhere? My wife gets mad, so like I'll go pick up. I don't go in Providence, the lower school, without shoes on. Like I have, obviously public restrooms, places that like ask you to wear shoes. I'll wear them there, but
places that ask you to wear shoes.
Our friends will like. I'll walk up to the front to get our youngest son, and like I don't wear shoes when I go up there, and like our friends will take pictures and like be like, "Oh, Tyler's not wearing shoes again." And then somebody was like at Providence the other day without shoes on. They're like, "Oh, you're pulling a Shatley," and like that was like warmed my heart. I was known for not wearing shoes. That was good.
Especially a few years ago, his family, everybody, the Wells family, everybody. Like my backyard is the thing you dream of. Like multi-generations of church folk, from diapers to college kids to elders, are all hanging out together.
Yeah.
And then we'd be like, hey, do you want to order food or let's go to dinner? And the kids would be like, let's go to dinner. I'm like, okay, we'll go to Ale House. It's around the corner. And then the Shatleys are all like, well, hold on, I got to run by the house and get some shoes. Because he left his house to go visit another house. And they didn't put shoes in the car.
Has this always been a thing?
Yeah.
So you just grew up.
If you come by our house, you're going to see you'll probably see my youngest son naked in the front yard.
Okay.
Dude, the kids at this time, like Boone's like, he's at the age now, like they'll go out in the field and just take their shirts off and just play. And they're stinking and sweating. And I'm like, yeah, man, that's it. Like nobody's wearing shoes. Like, dude, I don't know. Just I get my house, man, I take my shoes off, take my shirt off. Like,
See, I have this thing with feet, man. I hate feet. I wear shoes until the second I go to bed.
Oh.
Yeah, something's on my feet. So
I definitely do the like morning ground sunlight thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do that if I go to the beach, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not grounding where my dog just crapped.
No, that's fair.
I've gotten some surprises between the toes.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Seriously,
appreciate
man.
you
It's
guys
been
doing it,
great.
yeah.
We'll do it again for sure. And I like the X's and O's thing. When we first started this, I'm like, anything but football, Joby. And he's like, anything, I just want football.
Yeah.
So we're finding, we're going to meet in the middle. We'll do some X's and O's right there on that screen one day.
Dude,
Yeah.
love
Yep.
that. I'm the same way about flag football. I could go out there and watch it because like I'm coaching now. I'm like I could go out there and watch it. Like I-9. It's not even good football, but I'm like,
Isn't it awesome though? You figure out it's a different game. You figure it
it's
out.
so different. Yeah.
JP at one point had the touchdown record for I-9.
Really?
Yeah, for one of the him and Colin, Colin, Maxwell's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're neighbors, and they would just get in the yard and figure out. I mean, he's calling audibles at the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, he figured it out. He's like, Dad, if I put them in motion, I can tell if they're in man or not.
Yeah.
And then I can do this check down or Colin can beat them. And they would just, we would torch people.
I mean, it's an Olympic sport now.
It's legit.
Yeah.
No.
It is, and it's not football. I mean, it's the same ball, but it is cool. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is in the Olympics in LA.
Let's go.
And the people trying out for this, like, I mean, it's going to be fun.
No doubt.
Yeah, it'll go crazy. But again, appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll
Thank
talk to you again soon. Built for More. Go follow at Built for More Pod. We appreciate the support, and we will talk to you soon.